All right, I'm tweeting the link out. Going to get it out on the Facebook. Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by after what was. And I'm going to be completely honest here, completely transparent. Not going to pull any punches because that's never what I like to do. I like to be honest, and that's how I've always been. I am unapologetically myself. That is a pathetic loss that should never happen to a team that spends this much money, and quite frankly, it reflects poorly on the entire organization. This is one of those losses where you're like, okay, this team is kind of back to where they were about a month ago, right? And you kind of expected them to take a step back offensively without Aaron Judge, but you know, the Yankees didn't add they didn't make a significant addition to their offense or to their lineup this offseason. And they have to answer to that. I got to hear why they didn't add a left fielder. I got to know why there wasn't an outfielder. I got to know why. Again, I got to know why. I got to know why. I have to. Whether those last two at bats. First off, Jose Trevino had the worst at bat I've ever seen in my fucking life. I mean, those are pitches that you should never swing at those pitches. I don't think Jose Trevino was thinking of that at bat. I don't know where his head was at the time. I hope everything's okay with him because God knows where that head could have been. It was not in the batter's box. It was nowhere in the batter's box. It was nowhere where it should have been. I'm telling you that I think that there are high school players who wouldn't make those swing decisions. I can tell you for a fact, playing on my high school team last year, that if any of my hitters made those swings, they would not be in the game following that at bat. In fact, there'd be guys cut from the team for at bats like that. And Jose Trevino, a major league player, for some reason is out there making those type of swing decisions. So overall, an ugly loss. We're going to talk about all of it. But Dylan, I just want to let you kind of get your thoughts off on the situation first.
Yeah, I mean, I second everything you said. This loss was just very frustrating to say it the least. I mean, 3 hits on the night. I mean, it feels like that's been the norm since Aaron Judge went down. They've been just constantly having these lackluster offensive performances because, like you said, they didn't add any significant bats or anything like that. We still don't have the left field situation figured out. And I mean, aside from that, every other bat is just not performing. I mean, looking up and down this lineup today, the only hits came from DJ LeMahieu, surprisingly. Um, Jose Trevino got that hit 2 RBI single that hit second base. Quite frankly, should have been an out, but it hit the base. I'm not going to knock him for it. And Billy McKinney was the other hit, and that was it. That was the offense, and quite frankly, these quiet offensive nights have, like I said, they've just been the norm since Judge went down, and it's not what we want to see whatsoever. It's really not. I mean, once again, the pitching was good. The pitching was great again. I mean, Clark Schmidt, we got another solid outing out of him. His ERA is like 2.20 something over his last 5 starts. Tonight he went 5 1/3 innings, gave up just 4 hits, 1 run, which was a Justin Turner home run, and 4 strikeouts. Solid start. The bullpen was good. Nick Ramirez held it down. I mean, a scoreless inning, easy work. You know, Michael King was given the earned run and the 2 walks, but really I blame that on Gleyber Torres because Gleyber Torres made that error that kind of let Kike Hernandez go to second, and it kind of put extra pressure on Michael King. He wasn't brilliant though, nonetheless. I'm not gonna 100% say it's Gleyber's fault, but it's largely his fault that happened, but Michael King also didn't have his stuff. Glaber doesn't control the fact that King walked 2 batters. Wandy Peralta just pitched a third of an inning. He only faced 1 batter. Clay Holmes was good again. 1 inning of scoreless work. Ron Marinaccio, I mean, he gave up the run, but, extra inning rule. I mean, there's not much he could have done about that. It's really on the offense. It's on the offense again. I mean, they got to drive in runs, man. I don't know what's going on, but this is just it's becoming unwatchable. Quite frankly, it's becoming unwatchable. And like you said, that Trevino at bat, oh my, I was so furious watching that at bat. Honestly, I mean, I don't know what he was swinging at. It looked like he was just swinging at everything. Looked like how I am on MLB The Show when I'm just swinging at everything because I have horrible plate discipline on that game. But jokes aside, that was a tremendously bad at bat. And quite frankly, once that at bat happened, you kind of just knew we didn't really stand a chance. Because if they were coming up there just free hacking like that, then you're not going to get any offense, man. Because then at that point, it seems like they're just getting desperate now to get some offense going. And if you're swinging at garbage like that, then just forget it, man. You're not going to get any runs, and it's just been disappointing. At this point, like we need Judge back badly. We said that after just one game of not having him out on the field. Oh, we really need him badly right now. Like, it is getting bad. It's becoming, like, unwatchable. I'm just gonna be blunt and honest about it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything and, say like, "Oh, it's just these guys hitting, these guys are put in a situation where they shouldn't be." no, these guys they need to tighten up or something. Like these guys have been in the lineup long enough to be able to start clicking. And you know, many of the big bats that we were supposed to depend on while Judge was gone are actually the ones slumping. Anthony Rizzo is one for his last 30. Giancarlo Stanton, I'm not going to knock on too much. He just came back from the IL. He's still working his way back. Josh Donaldson has been quiet though since he came back. I mean, I can't necessarily say I expected that. I didn't expect that. I expected it because it's Josh Donaldson. DJ LeMahieu's been in that horrific slump for the past month. You know, all the guys you expected to step it up a notch and, you know, kind of carry this offense while Judge was gone are not doing it. And therefore we're not winning games, we're not scoring runs. I mean, the offense just looks terrible. It's as simple as that. I mean, that's kind of all I got to say to start this off. What do you think about all that?
My thing is that, look, Stan slumps usually when coming back from injury, but Stan getting injured is a guarantee in the course of a 162 game season. So the Yankees being unprepared for when that happens is a dereliction of duty on the behalf of Brian Cashman. Harrison Bader is out. Harrison Bader's a guy you expect to get hurt over the course of the 162 game season. The inability to replace him is a dereliction of duty on general manager Brian Cashman. The Yankees pitching staff is battered and bruised. They've pitched really well, but you know, when we're looking at the totality of the season, all 38 losses or all 39 losses, I think at this point, are not just because the offense isn't hit. There have been some stretches where the starting pitching has been brutal. That is because, again, when you assemble a rotation of Carlos Rodon, Luis Severino, and Frankie Montas, two of those three guys getting hurt is not surprising. Three of those guys getting hurt is not really that surprising. And all three of those guys are hurt, right? Or were hurt at some point during the season. Severino's obviously back. Rodon working his way back. Montas still his while away. That is a dereliction of duty on general manager Brian Cashman. The Yankees didn't add a bat in the offseason. Rizzo slumping, that's something. I mean, I didn't anticipate him having the worst stretch of his career, so I'm not going to sit here and make up like, oh well, you know, the Yankees should have been ready for that to happen. That's not something I was even prepared for. I'm gonna try to not curse as much. They messed up the shortstop position. They got it wrong. That happens, but you can't get that wrong. Get the Carlos Rodon signing wrong. Get the lack of adding a left fielder wrong. Get the trading for Frankie Montas wrong, getting for the trade for Joey Gallo wrong. You can't get all these things wrong. You cannot get all these things wrong. You cannot continue to get all these things wrong. This is why you have not won a World Series since 2009. This offense is not very good. Offensive first teams or teams that focus more on offense than on defense and pitching tend to play a lot better in the postseason, which I know sounds surprising because you oftentimes hear pitching wins World Series, which is true. You need to be good at pitching. It's not like you can just be a bad pitching team and win the World Series. But if you are a team with an unbelievable lineup, typically you can mask the flaws of your pitching staff, because here's the thing. In October, you know, not that you can't shorten your lineup, but your lineup is 9 batters in the regular season and 9 batters in the postseason. In the postseason, you can shorten your pitching staff. You can cut your rotation to 4, sometimes even 3 guys. You can shorten the bullpen. You can go to only the guys you really trust. You can, you know, throw some of your starters into the bullpen. You can do a lot of different things there. You can ask your guys to go, push them a little bit more. You can, in a sense, shorten a baseball game with your pitching staff come the postseason. So having depth really isn't as important as it is to have frontline guys. You need to have aces and really high-level relievers, which the Yankees have both of. But you need bats more than anything. Your lineup you can't shrink your lineup. You can't take away at bats to the 9th hitter in a postseason situation. They're going to hit. You can say teams pinch hit more, but it's not like the Yankees have plenty of pinch hitting options. And quite frankly, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing doesn't speak enough to it. This is embarrassing. We know that this is a formula the Yankees have tried for the second consecutive year in terms of, you know, focusing on pitching and defense. In third year, really, if you look at 2021, that's really when the pitching change happens. Not saying that means that they shouldn't have tried to get better at pitching. That's absolutely a win. Like Sam Bryan, Matt Blake, thank you guys for being a part of this organization. I don't know where we'd be without you guys. And again, Brian Cashman hired those guys. So I have to give that then reflects on Brian Cashman. I'm not trying to take away credit from him, obviously. But end of the day, when you don't make meaningful offensive additions, you need to. It's a failure, right? Like this team is not built to win in the postseason, right? And I don't like that expression because I feel like that expression typically judges a team before the playoffs have even rolled around where anything can happen. But if we look at what works in the postseason, statistically speaking, if this team was ranked in terms of, if we had like a definitive model to rank teams based on playoff preparedness or playoff success rate, this team wouldn't rank very high amongst playoff teams. And that sucks. That doesn't mean that it's impossible for them to win the World Series. We've seen really bad teams or teams that aren't on paper built very well go on to win the World Series. But I think you could agree with me here. Like, if this team were to run into the Texas Rangers, who can score a billion runs on anyone, are they beating them in the wild card series? Absolutely not. If they ran into the Tampa Bay Rays, would they beat them in a wild card series? Absolutely not. Astros, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. That's three teams in the AL they would absolutely have no chance of beating. They would have historic odds to not win that series. They would be looked at the way I look at a team like when the Cleveland Guardians rolled into New York. Like, yeah, I expect to beat this team. Maybe they can surprise us, but I expect to beat that team in the postseason series. That series going to 5 was stressful. The Yankees had multiple opportunities to win that series, but my point is that's how you would view it. The Texas Rangers, who were a 90-loss team last year, threw tons of money at high-level position players to go out and bolster their lineup. They took Ezekiel Duran from us, who is a better baseball player than most of the guys on our team, came from our farm system, traded for Joey Gallo and Joely Rodriguez. Joely Rodriguez was a good Yankee, played half a season here before getting traded, and for Miguel Castro, who was okay at best. Joey Gallo was terrible for the Yankees. And the only way to win this deal is if Clayton Beeter becomes an unbelievable starting pitcher. So we're looking at this situation like, it's just, I can't sit here and tell you like, man, you got to feel good about this because you just need a ticket into the dance. Damn it, this is the New York Yankees. $290 million. Can I walk into a postseason season feeling favored? Could you imagine if LeBron James walked into a postseason series when he actually, you know what? Don't even imagine. When LeBron James consistently entered postseason series against the Celtics or the Spurs and he wasn't favored to win that, what happened when he hit free agency? Did anyone feel like he had no reason to leave? No, everyone understood why he left, with the exception of Cleveland fans, right? But everyone in the NBA consensus understood why he left. They understood why a guy wants to go out and be the favorite. Why the hell am I going to go out and go out of my way to say that this team is exceeding expectations or meeting expectations when they're consistently not the best team in the division? The Rays have won the division 75% of the time the last 4 years. That's 3 out of 4 times. They haven't been the 1 seed since, 2012, 2009, some year like that's been over a decade at least. They have not been a team that you walk into the postseason and say, this team is going to beat everyone. On paper, this team should beat everyone. Every single time they run into a team that on paper should beat the Yankees, and they beat the Yankees. That is what happens. That is the expected outcome. This team is expected to lose in the postseason. That's bad. That's unacceptable. This keeps happening. And it's because the offense is never good enough, or the pitching staff is never good enough, or this is never good enough, or that is never good enough. How about put it together? Hey, you got a young farm. Is Volpe the only guy you're going to bring up? Is that it? You're just trying it with Volpe. It's not working out. You're going to start slowing down the progression on a lot of these guys because of it? Because that would be stupid. That would be remarkably stupid. Are they going to go out there and are they going to make a big move at the deadline? You and I have talked like, hey, could they make this move, that move? Who's the guy? I mean, Cody Bellinger is really the only good player who's on a, and that's still a question mark. It's not like, 2 years ago, not 2 years ago, he's had 2 years of being a terrible baseball player, right? Like, how many, name a bad team with a rental that the Yankees could trade for come July that's going to fix their problems. You got one, Dylan?
I don't even know. And honestly, I was just letting you take the floor because you were spitting a lot of facts. This team is just not good enough. As simple as that. And yeah, of course I know they're not 100% right now, but I mean this is also the same supporting cast that's going to be here when Judge is back. You can't always rely on one guy to carry your whole team. You just can't do that. It doesn't work. I mean, look at last season. Aaron Judge hit 62 home runs. 62. Almost won the Triple Crown. And we get swept in the ALCS. That should tell you, just how bad the supporting cast was then. And the fact that there wasn't any significant upgrades this offseason outside of Carlos Rodon, of course, but mainly in the offense I'm speaking of here. That's bad. That's bad. You got to make the improvements to be better than the Astros or the Rays or, any of these teams. Right now, even the Texas Rangers, like you said, you got to make the improvements to be better. You have to. You can't just hope that the pieces you have right now will, get it together and end up winning the World Series. No, if it's not working like it hasn't for a few years at least now, then you have to make upgrades. You have to. That's the only way you can build a World Series contender. It's as simple as that. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just getting ridiculous at this point. Even when Judge first went down, I'm reading the lineup sheet and I'm just like, man, this is seriously the supporting cast we have around Judge. It's not like, at this point, most of the bats are back outside of Bader and Judge, of course. And, I know those are two very important pieces to have on the offense. Do not get me wrong. Those are two extremely important pieces to have. And yes, I know losing those guys both at the same time can be devastating. Yes. But a good team, a team that can fight for a World Series, can at least have some like supporting cast to you know like withstand that type of loss. I'm not saying like losing someone for the season, of course, no. Like, but look at the Braves for example. The Braves in 2021. 500 team, floating 500, under 500. Ronald Acuna goes down, tears his ACL. Looks like their season's over, right? No, they go ahead and make some trades. They go get Jock Peterson. They go get Eddie Rosario, who ends up winning an NLCS MVP. They go get Jorge Soler, who wins the World Series MVP. They make upgrades. They realize their offense is not good enough without their star, or even with their star, they felt like they needed to make some upgrades in some areas, and they win the World Series. They win the World Series, and now they look poised to even still make it back. And I know they don't have Soler and Peterson anymore, but they at least have a supporting cast around like their stars. And they had Freddie Freeman at the time. Still, it's not like Freddie Freeman was still brave. He's another superstar player. They have like superstar players built around each other. Aaron Judge, after Judge, who's the next best player on the team? And I'm not trying to be critical about the other players on the team, but like Anthony Rizzo or Stanton is the next best guy in that lineup. And it's like, those are good players, don't get me wrong, but would you view like those guys as like superstars? Like, at this stage, especially for Stanton, I know Stanton at one point was a superstar, but at this stage of his career, can we really say Stanton is like a superstar? Probably not. He's probably just more an all-star level player, which, is good, but that's, in my opinion, not good enough. You need to have some really good star power to kind of, build that contender and just be better than these other American League teams. It's as simple as that. Like, you can't just expect Judge to do it all. I mean, he kind of just proved that he can't do it all. He literally had a record-breaking season. No one, nobody since Bonds had that type of season that Judge had last year, and they still didn't get far in the playoffs. They still, were knocked down the ALCS and didn't even stand a chance. They got swept. It's not like they fought the Astros to 7. No, they got swept, embarrassed, wiped off the floor, all that stuff. Terrible. Like it's not you can't rely on one guy. It's just truth. You can't. And if you're not going to build a good enough roster around him, then where are you expecting? Like, are they just content with just making the playoffs and that's it? That's what it feels like sometimes. It feels like they're just okay with just making the playoffs and then that's it. Like,
yeah, and here's something that I think is important for us to realize. Let's look at like kind of teams that regularly win the division. So this is I'm gonna just pointing out teams that you know what I'm saying. Like usually they win the division. They majority win the division in recent memory. Rays, Astros, Braves, Dodgers. I think that's a fair pool. The Brewers and Cardinals kind of flip flop, and I'm not really. There's NL. I'm sorry, no disrespect to Central teams, but you guys fucking suck. I have no respect for an AL or NL Central team.
With all due respect, I can't take a Central team seriously. So.
Yeah, no. Shout out Ellie De La Cruz though. That's my goat. But that's my guy. That's my guy.
He's gonna be a star.
That's my goat right there. But like those 4 teams, right? I'm gonna just kind of, and I'm elongating my point here just because I have to actually pull up their rosters on depth charts, and it was loading a little bit slow, so I'm really just talking here to full in time, and I apologize about that, guys. But I'm just gonna example here. Yandy Diaz, Wander Franco, Josh Lowe, Randy Arozarena, Isaac Paredes, Luke Raley, Taylor Walls, Jose Siri, Christian Bethancourt. That's their projected starting lineup, at least against right-handed pitching. Now against lefties, I wonder what the changes are. Maybe Harold Ramirez, I think, jumps in there. But all of those guys were, either drafted or were savvy pickups. And I don't know how many Yankees would be starting over these guys. Trevino isn't starting over Bethancourt right now, probably, even though I think Trevino would play on this team because Trevino's an excellent defensive catcher, despite the brutal offensive play. I mean, maybe he would start over Bethancourt. Maybe, right? But my point more so is like, when we really get down to it, how many New York Yankees right now would start over Tampa Bay Rays right now? Like, it's not like we're sitting here like, okay, the Rays and Yankees are close. The Rays are just playing at a really good level. When everything settles down, the Yankees are going to go out and they're going to come back and the division's going to close in a little bit. It's not going to happen because the Rays are significantly more talented than the Yankees. That's the issue. A lot of internal talent. Look at their pitching staff. Their starting rotation. 3 of the 5 guys currently in the rotation were drafted by the Rays. And that's not counting the fact that Josh Fleming's usually in there. They didn't draft Drew Rasmussen or Shane Baz, but they basically developed those guys. Same with Tyler Glass. Now they acquired these guys with their prospects, but their ability to develop starting pitching far surpasses the Yankees. Shane McClanahan has a better starting pitcher than any pitcher the Yankees have developed really since Severino. It's not close either there. They acquire Zach Eflin in a free agency. Zach Eflin, I think it was a $45 million deal. He's given a 2.97 ERA, a 3.30 FIP, a 3.19 Sierra. The Yankees can't do that. They can't do that. They go out and they traded for Jose Siri when the Yankees traded for Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader is great. Jose Siri's been better since coming over to the Rays. He's just been.
You know what I want to add too? I don't know if many of you guys know this, but you know what I found out yesterday? Now I don't know if this still stands today, but at least entering yesterday, you know who led the Rays in RBIs? Take a wild guess, Ryan. I want you to take a guess before I tell you. Who led the Rays in RBIs?
This year?
Like entering yesterday, who was leading the Rays in RBIs?
I'm pretty sure it's Siri.
Isak Paredes.
Oh my God. And you know how they got him? They traded Austin Meadows.
From a trade.
Austin Meadows, I think he's still a talented player, but that's just a steal. Harold Ramirez, they picked him up, I think, off waivers. Harold Ramirez is an unbelievable contact hitter for them. He's been really good. My point is just that the Yankees have more money to invest into, scouting departments and all that stuff, and they aren't better than the Rays at these things.
And I want to emphasize too, the Yankees have been known to make, players that haven't had much of a track record have a good track record. Gio Urshela, Luke Voigt. Those are just, we mentioned this the other day, and I'm mentioning it again because you're talking about the Rays, and the Rays are kind of showing that they're doing that. I mean, you look on paper, entering the season, you look at that Rays lineup, you go, this team's okay. This team might be win 85 to 88 games or something like that. And they are on pace to, win 105 games or some crazy number like that. They're on record-setting pace. They lead the league in home runs. They're one of the best offensive teams in baseball, one of the best pitching teams in baseball, one of the best all-around teams in baseball. They just find a way, one, and two, they're developing their players and they're getting the best out of them. And right now, it's just an example of, what the Yankees could be doing, and I'm not saying the Yankees can necessarily just have a bunch of young guys and develop them into Rays stars. No, they're two different organizations. It might not always work out the same way, but, at least the Rays are looking to build a good cast, a good young cast that can stick around for a while and be good for a while. Because quite frankly, if those Rays guys keep playing like this, they're going to be a problem for years because they're all young. Some of these guys are going to stick around for a while. They're probably going to try to lock up some of these guys. They'll attract more money, so then they'll be able to sign some bigger players and stuff like that. They're going to be a problem. It's as simple as that. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no. End of the day, look. The Yankees need to start winning these deals. They need to start winning these signings. They need to start winning. You're not going to win a division like this. If when you look at, hey, we got $80 million in the IL. We traded Ezekiel Duran for Joey Gallo. We have not, every single guy we traded for last year got hurt or is hurt right now. You can't win a division like that. I get it. The Rays are going to beat, the Rays are just really good at this. And I understand it's hard for the Yankees to do that. It's hard for any organization, even the Dodgers, the Astros, they can't do what the Rays are doing. The Rays just do something at a different level. I understand that. Completely understand that. But you have a financial advantage and you should be winning these deals and you should be winning these trades and winning these financial moves so that you can go out and you can say, hey, we have more star talent though. Sure, you guys got a lot of good depth pieces, but look at our star talent. Our star talent is just better. Right. And that's where the Yankees are lacking. They have a lot of money, but they don't have a lot of star talent.
And I want to emphasize too, some people may think oh, we're just coping right now because of a bad loss. No, we've been complaining about the supporting cast for a while. This isn't something new. Even when Judge was here and when everybody was healthy, we've been saying the supporting cast has not been enough. We've been saying that. We even said after last postseason, they need to make significant, substantial upgrades to be able to be better than the Astros or the Rays or any of these teams that would compete for the top spot next season, being this season, of course, but, speaking in hindsight. But, still, and they didn't make any upgrades offensively. They got Rodon, which was, hopefully a good signing. We haven't gotten to see him yet, so that kind of stinks. But I'm not going to completely say that's an awful signing just yet because maybe he'll be able to stay healthy the rest of the contract and all that stuff, and he'll pitch really well. I'll give him, I'll wait on that. But they didn't add anything offensively, which was the clear issue. So I don't understand that. Like the pitching was great last year. I think, some people might forget that, but the pitching was not the issue at all last year. The offense was just not enough. It was just not enough. And you would think that a competent organization at least would, make the proper moves to upgrade the offense to become a World Series contender, right? And they didn't do that. Did they even acquire a bat? Like actually like make
They
a
gave
trade
minor league
for
contracts, but not a major league or trade. They didn't make a trade in the offseason.
that's that's bad. That's bad. It's as simple as that. That's bad. Even if it's not like a splash trade for, because I know they were very in on Brian Reynolds and I know they were, in on some guys. Even if it's not a splash trade, at least make an upgrade somewhere. And I don't get it. I don't get it. This organization used to be so aggressive in doing that. I don't know what's going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Yankees were always aggressive in acquiring star talent to make upgrades. They always were, always had been. Now all of a sudden, they're playing the luxury tax game, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Maybe that's just a greedy Yankee fan in me, but at the same time, I just want to see my team win, and I want to see a good team, go on the field. I pay an MLB.TV subscription to watch a good baseball team, not watch a team stink it up every night. You know?
Yeah, I'm looking at their payroll right now. They're six, so not counting. Well, let's count Judge because I don't know why this doesn't count. Oh, it's because he's hurt, so they don't have him on the payroll table exactly. But he
We'll
should
just
be on the
add the
payroll
money.
table.
Just
Yeah.
add the money.
No, I just threw on. I just it's just the so they're 8 highest paid contracts. 5 of those players, 4 of those players, Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Donaldson, DJ LeMahieu, and wait, let me make sure I'm doing the math on this. 7. Okay, wait, time out. Let me restart my point. 4 of the 7 guys, of their 7 highest paid players. Guys making at least $10 million or more. And this also isn't counting Carlos Rodon. So it's actually the number is 5 out of 8.
Aaron Hicks was making $10 million a year too.
Correct. So Aaron Hicks counts in this as well. So that's 6 out of 9. That's 66% of those contracts, those double-digit AAV deals, the Yankees have netted below market value from those contracts. It's a failure. It's bad. That's bad. It's beyond bad. It is beyond. That is beyond bad. That is, and it doesn't help that they don't have young talent that they're willing to go to. Like again, I can go on about Oswald Problem. I'm not because I want to get into this conversation.
We had the big debate last night.
Yeah.
So I want to see the big Peraza Volpe debate. Just go look at last night's stream.
And who knows? Maybe someone ask about it again. But
if somebody asked you about it, then we sparked the convo again. But we had a good like half-hour debate about it yesterday. So
yeah. I'm gonna start directing this more towards the comment section now so get everyone involved. David Lawrence goes, I don't know if it's an overreaction or not, but I think there might be times to let some of the young guys play and get some experience for next year. Even without returning players, this team seems like they'll just make the playoffs and lose again. Yeah, no, I understand that perspective. Look, like Austin Wells should not be in AA. I've said this a million fucking times. Why is he in AA? There is no one in that organization could sit on this podcast. I beg someone from that organization to sit on this goddamn podcast, sit across from me and answer why Austin Wells is in AA. If they could sit there and do it and give me a good answer, I'll shut up about it. I will not say Austin Wells' name in a public space, in a private space, in any space. You can monitor me. Throw a mic on me for the rest of my life. While I sleep, I won't say his name. I promise you that. But they can't. Do you know why they can't? Because they know that they know he shouldn't be there. They understand that he should not be there, right? They know it. They know that. I don't know what I don't know what they're seeing, but I got eyeballs. I have access to stats. You have scouting reports. Everything tells you one thing. They could go with younger talent. You know, can Austin Wells not do what like Oswaldo Cabrera does? Or like no offense to Oswaldo Cabrera. He sucks at the plate. He's terrible offensively. He can't do what he's doing at the plate. You mean to tell me Austin Wells can't out-hit Oswaldo Cabrera? And before people say, well, he's a utility guy. I can't see utility guy. You've got a million outfielders. Jake Bowers, Billy McKinney, Willie Calhoun. I don't give a fuck. Just figure it out, right? You know, figure it out. Figure it out. Figure it out. It doesn't matter
That's
how
pretty much where we're at with it. That's pretty much where we're at with it.
I mean, what do they want? Like, what would be their valid explanation? Would it be, well, he needs to work on his defense? Fuck that for a second. Because this team is such a good defensive team, right? They're so sound defensively. They have 2 great defensive third basemen who are paid $40 million and are not at all good enough to be a third base tandem for a playoff run. The Yankees need to get better at third base, whether it's Peraza coming up or acquiring a piece. But that's $40 million. $40 million you spent this fucking year on 2 guys who suck. suck offensively. They're terrible, horrible at the plate. I believe Donaldson could turn it around. He has had to hit the ball hard. I'm going to give him that. But for the most part, since 2021, Donaldson's been horrible at the plate. This year, DJ is unplayable right now. So yeah, they should have younger guys come up. I don't know. Like I don't got much
I don't
else to say.
disagree. It's as simple as that. I don't even have like a long point to follow up on. I second everything you say. And I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, they should definitely let all the young guys play, but it might be time to start experimenting somewhere in something. I mean, something. What do you have to lose at this point? At this point, you're at rock bottom essentially. And you may think like, oh, rock bottom is a strong term because we're still 9 games above 500. All that. This team looks awful. Looks awful. Simple. Like their record right now, I think it's what 38-29. That's one subpar for the Yankees, but the fact that it's above 500 is kind of astonishing, given how awful of a start they got off to. Had the nice stretch when Judge came back and all that stuff, and just how abysmal they look right now. It's as simple as that. I don't even have much more to add to it.
Yeah, just let like I just not gonna let myself get back into a yelling match here. All right, moving on. Nasty Nestor's #1 fan. I know this isn't the question. We can all agree this team is shitty as hell. I think when Judge and Bader come back, this team's gonna play better. Like I understand that. I'm 100% aware of that. But it's just that they're gonna have to play a wild card series. And I don't care if it's I sat here and said I have no respect for the American League or National League Central. 3 games against the Twins is still 3 games against the Twins. It's still 3 games you can fuck up one of those games. All it takes is this lineup doing whatever the fuck they did tonight for them to get sent home, right? When you open yourselves up to playing another playoff series, you open yourself up to variance. That is what fucking stupid teams do. They open themselves up to variance by losing a division. They 100% should win because they 100% should be fucking better than this, but they're not. They're not better than this because they don't aspire to be the best team in the league anymore. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. Corey Seager's a free agent. Nah. Marcus Semien's a free agent. Nah. Fucking Yoshina's a free agent. Nah. You know who we have instead? We have
IKF.
We have IKF. Fuck it. We can acquire IKF and Josh Donaldson for the money you could acquire Marcus Semien for, and you could have an MVP candidate next to Aaron Judge, who's an MVP candidate. But no, that's not good enough. Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman was available. Freddie Freeman would have been is literally the perfect bat for the New York Yankees. They didn't make it aggressive enough off of him. God knows why. They're the richest team in fucking baseball. They have more money than the Dodgers. Why are they like? And before anyone says, well, he wouldn't have gone to the Yankees, I want you to look at me dead in the eyes and tell me that the Yankees offered Freddie Freeman way more money than the Dodgers did, or more money than the Dodgers did, that Freddie Freeman would at least consider it. You think he's going to look at that money and go, no shot? No, he would look at that money and say, hey, that's a lot of money. I got to consider this at least. Or his agent's going to be like, hey, that's a lot of money. You got to consider this at least. But no, that can't happen either. The Yankees don't like going after the best player in a position. They have to try to get market value, even though that means throwing tens of millions of dollars at a player who's going to net them negative value. Why did they give DJ LeMahieu 6 years? I don't fucking know. They just decided to. Anyone want to explain that one to me? Anyone in the comment section have a reason why they gave DJ LeMahieu, who was 30-something years old, 6 years? They could have acquired a shortstop, but nah, that's not good enough for them. They had to give him 6 years. He had to be the second baseman for a long time, despite knowing that Gleyber Torres wasn't a shortstop. So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to understand what exactly the thought process is here. So I don't, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. And like you said about DJ as well, I was honestly not that bad. Like I felt pretty okay about the contract initially. Yeah, 6 years I was a little worried about, but I was okay with the annual value and stuff like that. But I mean, right now it just looks terrible. It looks like an awful contract. I mean, we're kind of stuck with it now, and in the future, I'm not even sure how they'll be able to move it if he keeps playing like how he's playing right now. I don't know how they're going to be able to. And I really don't want to see him fall into an Aaron Hicks-like situation because I like DJ LeMahieu. So I really don't want to see that. And I had no problem with Hicks too. I'm just saying, like, DJ's one of my favorite players. He was at least at one point, so like I want to see him succeed. I do. I always want to see my players succeed, but I want to see him continue to play the star level, and he's not. And I don't know, man. Like we can sit here all we want and say just how bad this team looks right now, but it's as simple as this. The supporting cast is bad. It's bad. On paper it may you read the names and you go, oh, they have Gleyber Torres, Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton. Oh yeah. Then you see how these are mostly some of these guys are on the bad side of 30. These guys are on larger contracts that they're not playing up to. They haven't had much postseason success, and it's just like, is this enough? And clearly, it's not. And quite frankly, I'm losing faith that they'll make a strong push for like a World Series run. I am. You know, one day we'll be jubilant, and we'll be saying that, oh, they're bound to go to the World Series now, but in reality, like, just reading this lineup, I'm worried. I'm very worried. They need to do something at the deadline. They have to. If they do nothing at the deadline to address the offense, it is a colossal failure. It's a complete disaster, just awful. It would just be really bad if they don't do anything at the deadline. Simple.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't. I don't even want to think about the deadline right now. But John Bloom goes, "What's up, guys? Hope you're having a good night, man. Despite whatever the fuck we had to watch tonight, not a good game. Volpe has to be better. Volpe doesn't have to just be better. Volpe, it's not even. I feel bad for him. He was the Yankees passed up on Hall of Famers, and people think it's because of Volpe. It's because they just didn't want to pay them. They passed up on Hall of Famers, and that's going to be something Volpe's going to have to deal with until he figures it out. And even if he's a great second baseman, it'll
Not
always
even
be
until he
most of the
figures it out.
shortstop.
It'd have to be something he'll have to live with for the rest of his career.
Yeah,
'Cause
no,
let's be
for
honest,
sure.
Because let's be honest, even if he doesn't end up playing to as like all the way up to his potential, he'll be thinking about how, like, the organization had so much faith in him, and that's what he's in. He'll feel disappointed. It could hurt his confidence. It can.
Yeah. And look, end of the day, it's just I don't know. I feel bad for the kid. They
This is one of those
decided
lives where
to.
we're kind of just like we're not even like stunned. We're just like mad. We're just upset, and we don't even know, like,
I'm not
we're running.
stunned.
We're not even stunned. We're just upset. We're mad. It's like we don't even know what to say because we've been saying for a while what the issues are. We've exposed the glaring flaws, all that, and nothing has been done to address them. I know we can't control what the organization does at the end of the day, but these are sentiments that almost everyone has been saying, and nothing's been done. They're the obvious moves, and nothing's been done about them, which is what makes it so frustrating.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I don't. I really, I don't. Why was he even batting? I think it's about Trevino with Higgy on the bench. Well, because Higgy's not a very good hitter either. I'm not going to get on them about not bringing in Higgy instead of
There's nothing
Trevino.
they could have done about that. That is not on Boone. That's on Trevino for putting up
Yeah,
possibly the worst at bat I've seen from anybody this year.
if
So,
Trevino just was patient, like not even like super patient, just a
I
little
mean, Chris
patient.
Martin wasn't even throwing anything near the plate. So what in
No,
the
I
world
don't.
was he seeing?
I
What
will
was he
say
seeing?
this, at least statistically, and if you look at WRC plus, if you look at F4, if you look at quality of contact, Trevino's been significantly worse than Kaliashioka in those metrics. Now, Trevino's a better defender, and that's why you play Trevino. I think Trevino's a better game caller, game manager. But I think the issue is that you're pairing Trevino with a guy, Higashioka, who's also a defense first catcher. And that's not fair to Higashioka, nor is it fair to Trevino because they don't really play well off of each other. They don't cover for what the other doesn't do well. Like, it's not like Higashioka's left-handed. It's not like Trevino's an offense first catcher. It's not like they do things differently. They are very similar catchers, with the exception that Trevino strikes out a lot less and Higashioka hits the ball a lot harder, right? That's really it. But those differences aren't enough to warrant,
Playing
considering it
time.
as right. It's not really like they're a duo that works. They're not a platoon. They're just two catchers that coexist in a roster, which is poor roster construction, right? I think you're at the point where, like, I think Ben Wortfet would theoretically be a better fit than Higashioka, but I think Higashioka is more MLB proven, and I think that, and I understand from that perspective. But that's poor roster construction. Look, that's bad roster construction that you have two catchers that can't platoon with each other. They just kind of have to coexist. I'm kind of surprised it's worked for as long as it's worked because, again, they just don't play well off of each other. Yeah, I don't know, like, that's really it.
They don't.
um
They don't. Simple as that. And like I was saying before, I mean, again, not Boone's fault that Trevino put up that at bat. I mean, if he went to Higgy, he might have struck out too. It's not like it was that much of a significantly better option, if at all. You know what I mean? So just on Trevino and to put up a better at bat than whatever the heck that was. Because I was watching on TV, I saw him swinging a bunch of pitches that a pitch almost hit him, and he swung at it. If he didn't swing at it, it probably hits him in the shoulder. He swung at it and fouled it. I was like, "What in the world are you doing? Like, what are you seeing?" Like, I don't know if he was getting full on swing away signs or anything. I don't know what was going on, but that's an at bat that you don't even need to look at the film for. That's an at bat that you just got to forget about. Like, don't ever do that again. Simple as that.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's rough right now. Like the catching position, it just is what it is. Look, you're fine with that defense first mentality if 8 other guys in your lineup can hit. But let me read off the Yankees lineup for everyone who's just in case no one's aware. I want me make sure everyone's aware. Again, we're in information. We like giving out information. We love doing that. I hope everyone's ready for this. Willie Calhoun, Gleyber Torres, Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton, Jake Bowers, DJ LeMahieu, Billy McKinney, Jose Trevino, Anthony Volpe. I know Bader and Judge are hurt. I know that affects it, but that's what you are right now. Right now, that's what you are. That's what you are right at this fucking second. A pathetic baseball team, a team who can't fucking hit. Your pitching staff has given up a smidge over 2 runs a game over the last 7 games. You're 3-4. Pathetic, terrible, inexcusable, unfathomably bad. Unacceptable, unwatchable, a disgrace to the city of New York. This shouldn't be what $290 million gets you. If this is what a small country's GDP, I'm actually going to Google the GDP of countries that have a lower GDP. There has to be a country that has a lower GDP than the Yankees payroll. There has to be. Absolutely has to be. There's no way there isn't. Fuck. Where? Let me look. I don't even know, dude. There has to be a country. There absolutely has to be a country. Trying to look for one. There's no way there isn't a country. There's no way there isn't a country, or at least a state. No, there is. There are 4 countries in the world with a lower GDP than the Yankees payroll, and the Yankees can't win their own division. They can't even finish in second right now. The Orioles are 5 games up on them. The Orioles did nothing. They are 5 games up. 5 full games. 5. That's how many rings Kobe Bryant has. That's how many World Series they won in the 90s. 5! Are you serious? Like, shit, they have Kyle Gibson starting every 5th day. No disrespect to Kyle Gibson, but he's not Cy Young. No disrespect to them. No disrespect to Kyle Gibson. Seems like a great guy. Glad he's making his money. Seems awesome. He's going to retire on a bunch of money, generational wealth, whatever it may be. This dude is not Cy Young. I mean, what do you want me to say? What seriously? What can you and I like? What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do?
I don't even know.
The Orioles and the Rays have a combined payroll of what, like $80 million? I'm gonna Google this. Let's Google this. MLB payrolls from highest to lowest. Baltimore, 60 million. Tampa Bay, 73 million. These 2 teams are significantly better than you record-wise this season and have a combined payroll that is less than half of your total payroll. Less than half. It's pathetic. You couldn't get... what do you want me to say? What can I sit here and tell you? This team got off to the best start in franchise history and then got mollywopped by the Astros. The year before that, they get dicked in Fenway. The year before that, Mike fucking Brasso, I don't even know where he is right now, ends our season. The year before that, Jose Altuve, at least he's a Hall of Famer, ends our fucking season. The year before that, the Boston Red Sox dropped 16 runs at Yankee Stadium. They won a baseball game 16-1 at Yankee Stadium. Brock Holt hit for the fucking cycle. The year before that, I mean, 2017 was a good year. I'm not gonna give them shit for 2017. But seriously, dude, like this is what 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's 6 years. Holy shit, that's 6 years of there's a team who just fucking owns you. It's crazy. 6 years. 6 years. I was in high school. I was in middle school. In 2017. I just finished my first year of college. I mean, what am I supposed to tell you? I gotta get a bottle of water. Dylan, can you take?
No,
this
is great, man.
Get a bottle of water. I'm just gonna go. Yeah. It's gonna be 5 seconds. Just take some questions. Can you take questions, or does it allow?
I don't have control.
You want me to just throw up the next question?
You can just throw up the next one.
So close to a win.
Close to win.
Ben Wirt, that we kind of talked about that.
We talked about that. Let's see if there's something new. Man, Ryan is going in today, y'all. And you know what? I'm sure a lot of us have that same feeling. Oh, I know
Um,
Dugout Station, man.
yeah,
Shout out those
Sandy
guys,
and my boy
Sandy and
JG,
Julian.
Julian Gilliards.
Yeah,
That's my dog. Those are my
yes,
dogs right there.
those are good people. So
Um,
make sure y'all check
yeah,
them out.
and
But
Sandy's actually
he
in the chat.
Oh, well,
Agreed.
there
Bad
she
A
is
B.
right there.
Agreed.
But those are good
Let's see
people.
her.
Anyways, back to Dugout Station's question. What did
Yeah.
they say again? What
Good
was it they
stuff.
had said?
Yeah. I'll be back in
The
a second.
offense, yeah, good stuff, guys. The offense needs to wake up ASAP. Yeah, it does. It's as simple as that. I mean, like I said in the beginning of the stream, 3 hits tonight. It felt like that's all they've been doing the past several games. Since Judge went down. I mean, they just have nothing. They have nothing. Like when Judge and Bader are in the lineup, you feel a little more confident that they can find a way to squeeze some runs in because those guys come up to hit. But when those guys aren't there, and you're watching, these guys come up to hit, you're kind of just like, will they do something? I don't expect them to, but will they? Will they shock me? Will they do something? The games they won like scores like what, 3-1 or 3-2 or 2-1. Not high scoring games. They're wins you take, of course, but they're not like high powered offensive games or anything like that. Welcome back, Ryan. But they don't have like high powered offensive games or anything like that. The offense is dead. It's dead. I don't, like as simple as that. Like, and I know some of these guys weren't expected to be getting this many reps at any point in the season. So I'm not going to fault them entirely. But at the same time, we've seen this team, even fully healthy, go through massive offensive droughts that are just unbearable, unwatchable. It's just kind of rinse and repeat with this. And it's kind of getting frustrating because it's like you could easily fix this issue when you have the financial assets that the Yankees have, the financial capabilities to go out and go get a guy that is capable of maintaining consistency and maintaining a good, keeping this offense alive. But they haven't done that. Aaron Judge can't carry the team forever. Last I checked, Aaron Judge is one guy, not 25 guys. So Aaron Judge can't do this alone. He can't. He had a record-breaking season last year and they didn't do it. Like I said earlier in the stream. Simple as that. Offense needs to wake up. It's needed to wake up for years now, really, and something has to change. Something. There is no way that this front office is sitting right now watching these games and saying this is okay. This is acceptable. No. If they are doing that, that's an issue. There's a massive problem. Simple as that. I didn't mean to stop my point while Ryan was chewing, but
No,
yeah,
you're good.
it's
I'm sorry. I'm a
simple
bad
as that.
chewer. It's a good granola bar though.
No, you're good, man. That you're good, but simple as that. Offense needs to click, but I don't know when that'll be. And quite frankly, they're gonna have to make some changes if they want to. I think we're at that point now where I can say that. I don't know if I can necessarily say that I'm okay with seeing the same lineup being thrown out and expecting them to turn around. Because honestly, they need this off day tomorrow. I'll tell you that straight up. They need this off day more. No other team will need an off day more than this Yankees team needs tomorrow. They need this. But when they play the Mets Tuesday and Wednesday, if they're throwing out the same lineup, I can't say I'm expecting a high-powered offensive performance again. I would not be surprised at all if they put up 2 runs and then 3 runs the following night, or something like that, or vice versa. Whatever it is, some sort of combination of low run output. You know, so something has to change, man. It's getting
Yeah.
frustrating. I'm
No,
going on
it's
a rant, and I know I'm just ranting and going on a big tangent, but it's frustrating. It's frustrating. At the end of the day, we like to inform, but we're also fans. So we can get strong with our opinions and all that stuff, but it's aggravating. It's aggravating.
yeah. No, I definitely said a couple things.
You were very animated, but you know what?
Said a couple
Every Yankee
things.
fan probably relates with you right now. So
Yeah. A
you
couple.
know,
A
I
water
I
bottle
I
in.
applaud you.
A water bottle and a granola bar seem to have fixed some of the emotional outburst I seem to have had on this live stream. Um, but with
You
that
know,
being
you know,
said,
watching this offense right now, man. I am so thankful that the Giants did not go get Aaron Judge. I am
oh my
so
god, yeah, I
thankful.
saw some comments about that. Yeah, no,
I
dude,
am so thankful, man. If Aaron Judge was playing in San Francisco right now, we are doomed. We would be doomed
I
if this
I
was if this was the product they would have thrown out instead. Oh, we'd be doomed.
yeah,
It would be bad. It'd be bad. And
I
I know at the end of the day these players are humans and stuff, but we're criticizing their on field play, and it's not been good. It's not been good. We watch the games to watch them ball out and play. Oswaldo Cabrera said it. We come to the stadium, we watch the games on TV to watch them play. And when they're not performing, it's frustrating. Simple.
Yeah. Sorry, I just water bottle. Thinking of my water bottle. But no. I mean, the thing is, the offense is bad right now. At least the pitching's good. Hey, pitching's at least good right now. Clark Schmidt.
There's
I,
something good. Something good.
I
Something good came out of today. We got a good Clark Schmidt
yeah,
performance, and he's been good over his last 5 games, so that's a plus.
I kind of broke my Twitter break. I retweeted a tweet of someone kind of giving me shit over Schmidt, so I kind of broke it a little bit. Still hopped right back off. But yeah, to my Clark Schmidt haters, what happened? I'm here. I'm here now. I'm here, and I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to discuss.
You know what? And for someone for me who was not high on Schmidt at all, and saying that Schmidt needs to get out of the rotation.
Well, I still think that. But...
I still think that, but I still think that. But I'll give him his props right now. He's performing well.
You know what I'll say? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say a thing. And sometimes I got it. Sometimes I gotta push the envelope a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the people want to hear what they need to hear. Clark Schmidt, I think, is gonna end up being. I think Clark Schmidt's gonna be a really valuable bullpen piece for the Yankees, or a pitching piece. I don't know whether it's the bullpen or rotation.
I mean, he pitched really well out of the pen last year, so I don't see why you can't go back to it.
I think it'll be a super valuable pitching piece. I'm just going to say, just a really valuable pitcher for the Yankees down the stretch. Give them a little versatility as they get healthier. Love what I'm seeing from Clark Schmidt. The bullpen. Clay Holmes continue to look pretty good. Nick Ramirez, belly flops to first base. The dog right there. I still
did his nasty Nestor impression.
Yeah, still no Matt Crook. Matt Crook's getting front row seats to this. But hey, Nick Ramirez, right? Nick Ramirez is the dog right now. I'm not even gonna blame Marinaccio. I look, he hung a slider.
It's an extra runner on second, man, too. Like,
yeah,
he got it out, and the runner got moved to third. So what can you do?
Look, end of the day,
even if he got a fly out, it could have still scored a run.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be.
It's not on the pitching, man. It's on the offense. And as an offense, you're down by 1 in extra innings, but you have a man on second, nobody out. You have as equal of a chance.
They had a run on third, 1 out.
And they had a run on third, 1 out after a McKinney fly out, and then 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, two
the god awful Trevino at bat, and then a Volpe K. I mean, like, it's on the offense. They got to do something. Like, you got to drive in that run, man. You have to, dude. Like, they didn't even have to face Kenley in the extra inning. They faced him in the 9th. They didn't have to deal with him in extra innings. And no disrespect to Chris Martin, he's been pretty good this year. But it's not even their closer. You have an opportunity right here to get that, to tie the game or even win it, and possibly face a lower leverage guy if you push it to 11.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They couldn't drive in the run, which, I mean, like, it's pathetic. I know they're not going to 100% always drive in that run or do something. I know they will have bad games even when they're fully healthy. They're going to have games where they get shut out or score 1 run, and we're going to be complaining again about the offense. But this has kind of been a recurring theme for well over a year now, maybe 2 years even. So it's just like, we're getting tired of it. We're tired of it. We're getting tired of it.
No, I'm exhausted of this shit, man. I want to see a good offense for once. Like, yo, dude, goddamn, like, I mean, Christ Almighty. I mean, look, I'm gonna puke when I see this. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna actually puke. I didn't eat that, and I ate a granola bar. I'm good, guys. Don't worry. But I'm gonna get a little sick. I'm gonna get a little sad. I'm gonna get a little, a little of my feels. I'm gonna just take a look at this. Your live stats, full season of the offense. Where do the Yankees rank? The Yankees, who spent $290 million, which I'm not going to get into again because my blood pressure, want to stay alive for a couple of years. I drink a little too many Red Bulls for me to be yelling this much. 17th in WRC plus. They have a 99 WRC plus, guys. They are the 17th best offense in Major League Baseball. 17th best. Hey, look, this is a good point. At least we got the $20 chicken bucket. They better fix this shit by June 21st, man, because it's getting a little dicey, man. It's getting a little dicey. I can't show up for 2 games in June and they lose both games in June. Considering, I mean, reasons. Things, reasons why. There are also reasons why I don't put the link to my live stream in my Instagram bio. I put it everywhere else, but not there because I got to keep my IRLs off of seeing this. I don't need them to. I need them to ask me, so why are you so mad about the GDP thing? I don't remember you talking about. It's not me. There's my brother. I got a boy. His name's Ron Gardner. It's like the boxer situation. Just same name, not the same person. I also cut my hair super short. So some people might not even recognize me right now. But let's see. Why does this team die when Judge gets hurt? Well, this team sucks without Aaron Judge. But I will say this because I get very mad when people say this, but they do have Aaron Judge in their team. So it's not like it's a bad thing that Aaron Judge makes them very good, but they should not be terrible. They should be league average, I think. If they're league average around Judge, they'll win a World Series type good. They'll be World Series type good. They're just terrible around Aaron Judge. They're really bad. But kudos. Here's the up. You want to know what the good thing is? You want to know what the good is, Dylan? You're gonna love this. You know what these positives, Phil? Let's be positive.
What's the good, man?
Tell Rizzo can't be this bad for this long. Stain can't be this bad for this long.
They can't, man.
I'm not sure I can say that about LeMahieu. Maybe I'm gonna say it about LeMahieu. Can Volpe be this bad for this long? Can he? I don't think so.
I really hope not.
Can the offense be this bad for this long? The answer is probably no, which means they're probably due to get better. Look, they are still in the playoff spot right now. They're a game ahead of the Blue Jays in the loss column still, despite playing like dog shit. The Jays having a really good month of June. Can you just survive? Can you just survive? Can you just play okay baseball? Can you just be okay? Can you just be decent? Just decent until Judge gets back. I don't know why people are like, Judge going to be out for a while. I don't see any indications he's going to be out for an extended period of time. It just feels like I think he got hurt on like the 4th. So it's been already 7 days. It's 1 week since Aaron Judge suffered that toe injury. We got it, let's say another week, right? Let's say it's another week.
Maybe a week and a half at most.
Yeah, survive a week.
And again, I'm at Aaron Judge, man. So, I don't know what his injury will look like, but my prediction is that he'll be back maybe by after this upcoming week. Maybe, maybe by the Mariners series. If not then right after. I would be shocked if he's not back, though, before the end of the month. That would be shocking.
Yeah, no, I think end of the day, look, I think we're getting back soon. Rodon's, things should, in theory, get better. In theory, get better. But that's my positive spin. I don't know, man. I'm really reaching here. Hey, look, but you know what? Another positive spin. The New York Liberty are pretty good. The New York Liberty, WNBA. I watched. I was telling myself I was going to get into it. I was doing cardio today. Watched a full game. Yo, Breanna Stewart's a stud. Breanna Stewart. First off. Look, we've been talking about should the Knicks replace Obi Toppin? Breanna Stewart. She want to switch spots. You know what I mean? Look, we need shooting, man. We need spacing. She was lighting up from 3. But hey, you can turn on the WNBA. The Liberty are pretty good. That's pretty fun. But hey, no, seriously though, I think they'll get better. I think they'll turn it around. It's just it's frustrating right now. I think I kind of needed to just clarify that this team spent an exorbitant amount of money for us to talk about a streaky team, which isn't great. Shit, yeah. Their farm is good. Their farm is really good. That's another positive too. Their farm is amazing. Dude, they have a million pitching prospects. I'm yeah, this dude's good. Clayton Beater, Drew Thorpe just struck out 12 batters over 7 innings. He was their second round pick last year. No runs allowed, no walks. He's unbelievable. Chase Hampton's one of the best pitching prospects in baseball. Will Warren's good. Richard Fitz. Trying to think who else. They got Juan Corella. I mean, they got guys. They got names. It's good. That's really good for them. But having a good farm is not helping you win a World Series right now. It's going to help you make trades and help you win a World Series in the future. And I think that they have the pieces in place. Jason Dominguez is good. Jason Dominguez, I think, is going to be a good major league player. Really talented player. The dude's his WRC plus in AA is 110, which isn't blow your socks off good. Dude's 20. You know what I'm saying? So it's shit, the guy's pretty good. They have farms.
He got Mike Trout comparisons as soon as he was drafted, so...
Yeah, I think he can be give me a 115 to 120 WRC plus regularly with some pop and speed, and I'll take it. I think it's a really good player right there. Sorry, I had to get a second bottle of water. Austin Wells can hit a little bit. I think Everson Pereira is pretty talented. Oswald Peraza, I think, is doing his thing. I think Andre Chaparro is going to figure out the bat in AAA. So there are guys who can that are going to be sooner rather than later guys. But man, right now, I mean, I gotta look at Josh Donaldson, DJ LeMahieu. No disrespect to Billy McKinney, Jake Bowers, and Willie Calhoun, but guys, it's not even
that was
their
not
fault.
Supposed to be our outfield.
Yeah, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. Billy McKinney's been hitting well. Billy McKinney, my dog, good. Just give me a Cinderella. I just need. I can't even dude. I'm sitting here
If he would have hit a walk-off home run today, man, he would have been a hero, man, because he made that catch in the 10th in the top half, and then he hit that fly out in the bottom half. But if he would have hit a home run, a walk-off home run, man, oh, that would have been awesome. But he did not, so we can't talk about that.
In positives, shit. I was gonna say Aaron Hicks is on the team, but he's
Willie Calhoun bangs. Not today though. At least his elbow's okay.
Rice was pretty good.
At least Calhoun's elbow is okay.
Yeah.
So I thought Carlos Rodon killed him for a minute.
But, no, that was scary, dude.
Thankfully, he's okay.
Okay, a little personal news here. So I have a tendency of being kind of a curse. When good things happen to me, bad things happen to the Yankees. When bad things happen to me, good things happen to the Yankees. So it's I can never really be happy. This might be why I'm a little mentally deranged, but that's fine. It's whatever. Working on that. But I get some confirmation, some news skis that Ryan Garcia said may have secured a second date ski. Pretty good day for me. Pretty good day for me. And literally 1 minute after that, I see the clip of Calhoun getting drilled in the fucking elbow. And I'm just sitting there can I be happy for 2 minutes? Holy shit. I'm there's no way that just happened. There is no way. I was stunned. I was what? Are you kidding me? Turns out, funny part of your elbow. Everyone knows what that feels like. Worst feeling in the world. Not worst feeling in the world. I think guys know what the worst feeling in the world is. Not going to get into that. All I'm going to say is I've hit a foul ball on that spot, and I never want to go through that again.
If you're a catcher, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, you caught.
Yeah, when I played, I was a catcher, so yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Dylan. Yeah. We could. I mean, if you want to suit up, man, we can use the offense.
I've been out of it for too long now, man. I haven't swung a bat in a game in 4 years at least.
Yeah, dude.
I wish though. I wish I would call up Brian Cashman right now and be like, "Yo, you got enough money to give me a contract real quick?"
Yeah, no, definitely. But man, I keep not thinking about the comment section. It's my bad, guys. I'm I'm all over the place right now. Let's see. Shoot. What's the worst position right now? The Mets or the Yankees? Oh, the Mets 100%. Look, I'm giving the Yankees.
Mets,
oh, 1 million. Oh, dude, it's not.
The fact that the Yankees are above 500 is a miracle, but the Mets, man.
Oh, they're terrible.
They're a disaster. The Mets are just disappointing. They were disappointing last year, winning 100 games and then getting knocked down in the wild card. And then, right now under 500, I know. And now they just lost Pete Alonso for a bit too. So, I mean, they're in trouble. The Mets are in trouble.
Yeah.
The Yankees will get healthy again and they'll start to figure it out a bit. It's going to still be frustrating in some aspects because we know the offense won't be amazing overall, but at least we'll have guys like Aaron Judge back and Harrison Bader back, and Stanton will start to heat up. Rizzo will return to form, things like that. The pitching hopefully maintains its success that it's been doing this year. But the Mets, man, I mean, they're in a rough spot. They just signed a 40-year-old Justin Verlander, and he's struggling.
Yeah, I think we have a better farm system. So, I think there's that too. I think we have a better farm system. As you mentioned, they have a lot of 4-year-old starting pitchers. Hall of Famers, of course, like Verlander. I mean, we're not implying they're not, but they're kind of in a tough spot. But hey, the Rumble Ponies, my Rumble Ponies took 5 out of 6, baby. We're back. Rumble Ponies Nation up. You know where it's at. Matt Rudick is a GOAT. Luke Ritter's a stud. Jose Peroza's a GOAT. Mike Vassal's the best pitcher I've ever seen in my life. Let's go, Rumble Ponies, baby. Fireside Rumble Ponies is coming soon. That's not a thing that's actually going to happen. Hey, let's go, Rumble Ponies, baby. Oh, I just unplugged my mic. I'm in my headphones. I can't hear a thing. Hold on. I just punched it out of my okay.
Ryan's been going off today, man. He literally unplugged his headphones.
Let's go, Rumble Ponies, baby. Yeah, they took another dub today. Took 5 out of 6. They're back to 500. We're making hey, Somerset Patriots, yo, my dogs. Better watch out. You guys better not sleep. Just don't sleep on us. Rumble Ponies, let's go.
Watch out for the Rumble Ponies.
Watch out for the Rumble Ponies. And never say die, Rumble Ponies. That team makes me go through 5 heart attacks, but they win games. But let's see what other questions we got. Why not play Volpe? He's not. I don't think anyone here has been like not. It's like I think Dylan and I've been like, yeah, he's got to be better. Especially me. I've
Well, at this
definitely
point,
been
we know he
very
has to be
critical.
better. He has to be better. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, he's also a 22-year-old rookie. There's only so much you can say. It's also not entirely his fault. The
Yeah.
organization had so
Exactly.
much
It's a team
faith. The
effort.
organization has so much faith in him as well, and they kind of just jolted him in because they badly needed a shortstop. Volpe might not even have been 100% ready. That might be showing right now. I don't know.
Mhm.
I can't be the one to fully say if that's the case or not. And also, like you said, team effort. It's not just Volpe that's hitting bad, it's everybody that's hitting bad. DJ LeMahieu's average has plummeted. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa has a higher average than LeMahieu, and IKF hit below 200 for a month.
Oh my God. Yeah, he had negative WRC plus like a couple weeks into the season. It's
Yeah,
bad.
and he has a higher batting average than LeMahieu. And I think LeMahieu might have a higher OPS, but barely. So, like, that's I'm not just trying to knock on LeMahieu. Donaldson's not hitting good, even though he's only been here for like less than 15 games. Who else? Gleyber Torres has been good, but he's had his moments too.
Mhm.
Giancarlo Stanton still hasn't recovered from his injury. Clearly, he's still trying to ramp
Same
up.
thing
He
with
only
Rizzo.
played
I feel like.
and Rizzo too. He missed that Seattle series and he's come back and he literally hasn't gotten a hit since the day Judge got hurt. So that should tell you something. He's 1 for his last 30, which is brutal. Players go through brutal slumps, man, but that's a brutal one. 1 for 30. That's like a 6 or 7 game stretch without even recording a hit at all. So that's bad.
You know
And
what?
what? What's up?
No, you don't finish your point. Then I'm going to say it.
I was just saying, and then, of course, you had Cabrera who was struggling. They had to send him down just for him to come right back 5 minutes later because Judge went down, or Greg Allen went down. Actually, that's what he came up for. And then Judge was down, so you need to have Cabrera up here still for more. Willie Calhoun has been hitting lately, but he started the season slow. Jake Bowers is up and down. I mean, and of course the catching situation, Trevino and Higgy not hitting. So you know, you can't really look at this team right now currently and say any of these guys are hitting good because, quite frankly, they're not. They are not. It's a team effort. Yes, Volpe has been bad. I'm not going to sit here and say Volpe has not been bad. He has been bad. 185 is not good. He's been slumping like crazy, He's striking out a lot more. He's got bad, his discipline has taken a step back, all those things. But it is also not 100% on him. The whole entire team is having similar issues. The entire team. And when I say the entire team, I literally mean the entire team except for like Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I feel like you're on a roll here in terms of like identifying. Like, look, yes, Volpe has to be better, but at the same time, he's rookie shortstop. You expect it for him to struggle at first, and you can't just rely on him to score. So I know exactly what I think.
And I think what's bad about what I said too is I named off almost every position. That should tell you the supporting
Oh yeah,
cast
no,
they
it's
have
bad
around
right now.
Judge. Should tell you it. I named off almost every position. Like that's a problem.
And end of the day, I think, and I think I got the fix. I got the fix. I know what this team needs. See here, we have a nice bottle designed to fight tough odors. Now, the Yankees lineup is very stinky right now. There's a tough stench with that lineup.
You're gonna need a second bottle for this team, dude. I'm sorry.
We got some exotic tropical
you're gonna
blossom
need a second one for this team. You
shake
definitely
well
need
before
one.
use. We're gonna
Maybe even a third if anyone has a third.
let me get my right arm involved in this. All right.
We need more. We need one more spray if you got another one in you.
Oh shit! We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're all right. We're all right. We're good.
I almost killed Ryan. I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. Oh, it's good. I've breathed in like toxic fumes at New York. We're good. We're good.
This man just sprayed himself with air freshener.
We're good. No, I sprayed myself right now.
Plot twist: Ryan Garcia stinks. No,
honestly, I honestly, this Old Spice deodorant I've been using is fire. Like I smell amazing now. And I'm not even like a bragger. Like, I'm not a bragging type
Did you
of
get
guy.
it in your eye, bro? Because you
Mhm.
won't even open your eye.
Yeah, a little bit. It's all good. It's gonna clear up a little bit. Look a little. If I try
Get
to
like
open
a
it, folks,
rag or something and put
nah,
it
I'm
on your
chilling. I'm
eye.
chilling. I'm chilling. Because it's like one of those things where it's like not too bad. You just need to close it for a little bit. And you just open it a little bit. Like when it's bad, it's bad. If he's screaming right now, it feels bad. We're good.
We got Mike
We're good.
Wazowski on Fireside Yankees right
Yeah,
now.
we're good. We're chilling. But that should help. We got some tough odors. We got rid of some tough odors with the lineup. I don't know why I'm rubbing this eye. This eye's good. Let's say, yeah, LeMahieu might have been a juice ball merchant. Looks rough for him right now. He looks bad at the plate. Looks terrible. Looks bad. It's not good. I'm good. My eyes are good.
It's open.
Nothing red, right? No red. No red. We're good. No red. No red. No red. We're
I don't see
beautiful.
nothing.
We're golden. Good. It hurt a little bit, but we're good. I told you it's good. But yeah, no. I mean, I don't know if he's a juice.
You know
ball
what?
merchant.
Maybe you needed to spray your eyes because this team has been unbearable to watch. So
Honestly,
maybe you needed to. Maybe you needed to flush your eyes out like that, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue your point. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
but
off.
no, you're good. What I was gonna say. I just personally feel like, LeMahieu, I don't think he's a juice ball merchant because last year was a good hitter and the balls were definitely not juiced. I seen the balls are kind of juiced a little bit this year. Offense is up as a whole. I just feel like he's just cooked right now. He's just a little, I whipped up some steak today with some rice, just a little classic meal right there. Cut up some steak, cubed it up. It was fire. Tender, cooked medium rare, of course, like it should be eaten. That's my opinion. It's not my opinion. It's a fact. I don't like listening to other people's opinions. That's a joke as well. But LeMahieu was cooked like that steak, man. Perfectly cooked. Just cooked. Just tender, not, in a position to, and LeMahieu's cooked. He's torched.
Is he well done or charred?
He's a well done steak. He's a bad one. He's not a steak you want. He's not he's not cooked. There's the thing. You see, like you age wine. Sometimes you age like steak. Like people dry age steak and it's supposed to be like buttery. It's beautiful. I've never tried dry aged steak, and I really want to. It's like an agenda. You know what I mean? It's on my agenda. Like it's just up there. It's one of those things I absolutely must try. It's supposed to be beautiful. LeMahieu's not dry aged. He's just cooked. He's overdone. He's overcooked. He's burnt. It's bad.
It's like when you leave food in the air fryer too long and you realize you overcooked it.
Oh man, that's you just brought up some bad moments. Some bad moments when you're hungry and you are you want some food and you overcook. You leave in the air fryer a little too long. You let the timer run a little bit too long. It's not fun.
Did you almost burn down the house or something?
No. When I first got the air fryer, I didn't understand how hot it ran because I underestimated the air fryer, even though the temperatures. I'm a really stupid person, but like I didn't anticipate it to get to that temperature super quickly, so I kind of just let it be, and I was doing some other things. And I let some fries burn. There were some quality fries, man. And they're like pretty low
Not
calorie
the fries, man.
bro. And I got my no fat cheddar dog, and it's like throw that on some a couple fries, a little snack on that. It's about 200 calories. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. I'm in a cut right now. I'm in a calorie deficit. I'm under 2,000 calories. Been killing it with that. You know what I'm saying? But man, when you overcook something in the air fryer, it's disappointing too because it's about a 15-minute process, boys. 15 minutes gone. Gotta redo it. Wasted food. Oh, it's brutal. Oh, it's bad. But
I love when we go from DJ LeMahieu to fries being overcooked.
dude, I'm gonna try. I gotta make you know what I gotta do? Thinking number 4, number 5 for date 4 or 5. I gotta find an excuse to get some dry aged steak. I really want to try it. I gotta try it now. I absolutely do. She's asleep, I think, so there's no chance she's watching this. 0% chance. I'm good. I'm chilling.
We'll leave it at 0.1% because we actually don't know.
0.0%, folks. We're good. Ryan Garcia is chilling. Ryan Garcia is I'm suave. I'm different. I'm built different. But let's see. Look at the Yankees record without Judge in the lineup. It's bad. It's bad. It's really bad. This team is really bad.
You don't even need to just look at their record. Look at their runs per game without Judge.
Look at my life quality. Look at my joy chart. Like if there's a depression chart, or serotonin chart. My serotonin has precipitously dropped whenever Aaron Judge isn't in the lineup. My life is worse when Aaron Judge isn't there. Oh, maybe we should do something else. No, number one. Fuck no. It's Binghamton in June. Like, what else is there to do? And number 2, don't tell me what to do. And then number 3, yeah, like, Aaron Judge is not in my lineup. Like, we wouldn't be happy. You know what I'm saying? How am I supposed to explain? You know what I mean? My guy, how am I supposed to answer to my wife and kids? You know what I mean? When they're like, where's Aaron Judge? I don't have a wife and kids, but I could honestly, I'm wearing a polo. I got some facial. I could definitely sell it like I'm 25 or 26 with a wife and some kids. If I like it, I could really sell it. Does anyone, I want an opinion here. Do you guys think that I can convince you guys I'm 25?
No.
If I wasn't talking, I think it's another thing. I'm a very immature person, so that definitely gives it away. But
I would have guessed like 21, 20.
yeah, not wife and kids level. Yeah,
No. We're not on like my beard level, even though
your
I'm only
beard's
20.
sick. I love, dude. I
But
wish I could
it's
grow a
funny
beard
because
like
I have it like this, but I'm only 20, so I guess I just grow facial hair quick.
yeah, dude. I wish I had facial hair. I wish I could grow facial hair like that. I've always wanted like a Justin Turner beard, dude. Oh, dude, I've always just wanted the Justin Turner beard. Just go all out, dude. Just would have been beautiful. Shout out to but yeah. Let's see. You have the fix is in my Dunkin' Donut. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. There are no amount of substances on this plant that can get me to read that comment and understand. There are no substances that Colin take that are gonna help me read that sentence, and I'm just giving up on that. You can blame Blue and Cash all you want on the players for not. You can blame Blue and Cash all you want. Blame it on the players for not doing their job. That's also fair. Look, the players have not been good enough. Players have just not good enough. Yeah.
I've been saying it all stream. Like, you could blame Boone all you want, but at the end of the day, these guys got to hit. Aaron Boone's not up there hitting. So, and when it's a team-wide issue, there's only so much Boone can do about it. So, in Boone's defense.
Yeah, no, Boone. I actually I don't think I've mentioned Boone at all outside of
I haven't even mentioned him at all since Judge got hurt because what is he supposed to do? He doesn't have options. It's not.
Yeah.
He's not the one who makes the trades or signs anybody. That's Brian Cashman. So you can blame him for
it.
that. You can blame Cashman for that. You can't blame Boone though. I mean, Boone's only got so much options out there right now. He's working with what he has, and when, like I said, when it's a team-wide issue of the offense struggling, what is Boone supposed to do about that? What is he supposed to do? There's nothing he can do. There isn't. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
There is nothing he can do.
No, look, it's Boone. Boone is the one guy I can't do that. I can't do it. I can't sit here and talk about it. Also, I'm sorry, Tasty Piece. I missed a really good question here. Very serious question. What do we blame it on? Injuries, strength and conditioning, or bad luck? Baseball injuries, not making enough acquisitions to help the lineup. I think those are my number 1 and number 2. What is your number 1 and number 2? Or I guess number 1.
I agree. I actually agree completely. The injuries, of course, they stink. Getting injuries, whether it's bad luck or strength and conditioning, we won't know because we're not in the Yankees training staff, so we have no idea what kind of regimen these guys run under, and we don't know if they're working out to exhaustion or if they're exhausting themselves on the field or if it's just bad luck. We don't know. I mean, the Judge injury was pretty clear. That's bad luck. That's clear. But other injuries, such as oblique injuries or hip injuries that come up out of nowhere, I don't know. That could be a strength and conditioning issue. That might just be bad luck. I don't know. But, my priorities are where yours are. It's the injuries that stink one, but, they didn't make the acquisitions to kind of make up for this because, I mean, the Yankees have experience with these injuries before. Look at 2019. 2019, we fielded lineups that had Mike Tauchman, Clint Frazier, and Tyler Wade in them. And the team still went to win 103 games. Now I'm not saying they won 103 games because of those guys, but those guys ended up playing better than what these guys are doing right now. They were playing up to more than what they were expected to do because they were given the opportunity. Started the whole next man up thing and all that stuff, and that was fun. Given it, of course, I wish that Judge was not hurt. I wish that none of those guys were hurt, but it was fun to see those guys step up. That's not happening right now. And I didn't expect it to happen right now. And that you could blame that on the fact that they didn't make the proper acquisitions to fulfill any possible injuries or fill any voids that would have been left on it. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. The issue all along was to go get a bat. That was the issue. Even if they were completely healthy, it was go get a bat. They did not go get a bat. That's a problem right there.
Yeah,
health or not healthy, they didn't get a bat. That's a problem. Simple as that. That's a problem.
And this is a really good statement right here. I just feel like every year, if only healthy seems like the statement we hear every year. Yeah. No, yeah, that's exactly
There's
1
always that,
million
whether
percent.
it's a team-wide injury
Ooh,
issue or one guy that gets hurt, there's always something. Something.
yeah.
Look at last year. I mean, Matt Carpenter went down, and ironically enough, he was like our third best bat all throughout the season. He gets hurt and he comes back in the playoffs. You can't hit him, and the rest of the guys aren't hitting. So and
Foot
DJ LeMahieu and Andrew Benintendi was hurt.
broke his
We got
hand.
broke his hand swinging.
Um,
Broke his
I
hand swinging.
I'm just gonna say this. I think I'm just never gonna be happy. I think you know what I think that I'm starting because like when you like present like I just like thought about this. Matt Carpenter broke his foot on a foul
Foul
ball,
ball. Nothing he could have done. Just terrible luck. Terrible.
and
I
and
still
then
think about that to this day. If he didn't hurt his foot, what difference could it have made? Could it have won us a couple extra games and got
Andrew
us the 1
Benintendi
seed?
broke his wrist
Swinging.
swinging,
And of course, it's unfortunate that
swinging,
happened, but it's also like just how more
swinging.
unlucky can we get?
He broke
Like
his hand swinging. Like Scott Efros got announced Tommy John surgery just out of nowhere.
before
Just
the
right,
playoffs.
like right before Ron Marinaccio had a shin injury against the Orioles. Joey Gallo
Even
can't.
this year,
Yeah,
Lou Trevino suddenly needs Tommy John.
yeah.
Like
Lou Trevino, dude. Joey Gallo shows up to New York. He's on pace to like 1,000,000 home runs with the Rangers, and he just can't handle New York. And it turns out he can't handle New York. He goes to Minnesota. He can hit bombs. You have freaking Aaron Hicks is now killing it with the Baltimore Orioles. I just don't think I'm allowed to be happy.
Gary Sanchez is killing it with the Padres.
Gary, yeah. I think I'm not. I think I'm just gonna come to. I'm never gonna be happy. I'm getting super like existential
Yo,
here.
he's losing his mind, yo. He's losing his mind.
Like, oh my god, 2019,
Hey,
2019.
Yankees, this should be your sign to wake up, man. This guy's
Dude,
gonna lose his mind.
look, Yankees, look.
This guy's mood is
Another
determined
camera,
on how the Yankees play. So
look. I just need some. Look, I just need a little something. Just give me 1 year. Like rest. Just give me 1 year, please. I can't, dude. It's a mind fuck and a half. But we're gonna get back to the questions. We're gonna get back to the questions. That's what we're gonna do. Man, how's the playoffs looking for us? Hey, we're in a playoff spot. I think the playoffs are good. I think we're gonna be making the playoffs. I think we're gonna make it.
yeah, I think the playoffs are fine. I'm not too worried about missing the playoffs. I'm just concerned that they're not gonna make the World Series if the offense is gonna look like this even when Judge gets back. That's what I'm concerned about. If they can get hot for a month even in October, that's all it could take. But they have to get hot. If they're playing like right now, don't expect much. Simple.
I don't disagree, man. I don't.
Look at the Phillies, for example, last year. They were an 87-win team last year, and they got hot at the right time and made the World Series, and quite frankly, almost won the World Series. They were 2 games away. Once they got no hit, though, in World Series Game 4, you kind of just knew it was over for them. You knew they weren't going to come back from that, but, hey, a good run for them. And thanks a lot. Thanks in large part to Bryce Harper, a superstar player. And, they made the acquisition to get Brandon Marsh, and he played well. So that should tell you right there the importance of making the right acquisitions and making the right moves. But, I'm not a GM, so maybe I'm not in the place to speak on it, but to each their own.
Yeah. I think it's possible. But man, there need to be some upgrades. But hey, we get there. Oh, we talked about that. Is it time to bring up Peraza, Wortvet, and Vasquez for good and trade Florial as 14 numbers in AAA? Okay, so Peraza, yes. Wortvet, maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where like, does Higashioka really deserve to lose his job? Like, does Higashioka deserve to lose his job? Probably not.
I mean, Higashioka is gonna always be a backup catcher. That's just what he is.
It's just like, am I really gonna sit here and advocate for Kyle Higashioka to lose his job? I mean, it's kind of messed up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't mean it from like I have to pity for the guy's standpoint, but has like Higashioka been like abnormally terrible? He has like his WRC plus is where it's at last year.
Quite frankly, this is
where it's at last year.
For every single
Like,
team, their backup catchers are going to play exactly like how Kyle Higashioka is playing.
Yeah.
So.
I don't even want to I can't even sit here. Like, I'm not gonna be a douchebag about Takali. I'm not saying Yankees supposed to be a douchebag to Takali. I'm just like I can't I don't really know. Vasquez, I think like the rotation. I think the rotation's gonna be fine and only get better from here on out. So I don't think Vasquez is gonna do much. The pitching isn't the issue. I think do you agree with me there, Dylan? I don't know if you feel differently there.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know,
mean,
just assume.
I like what Vasquez has done, but
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
me.
it's just. I think it's as simple as he doesn't really have a spot when it's
Yeah,
healthy. He just doesn't have a spot.
and let
You're
him
not gonna
develop a little bit.
you're not gonna have him come up right now in place of like Domingo Herman when everyone's healthy, when Vasquez has barely gotten experience and still clearly probably needs to develop a little more in AAA. So let him get better. There's no rush. Is my point. Right now he's gonna be up here because Cortez is down, but once pitchers start to come back, like we're not gonna need him. There's just no spot. There's no spot. Now, if it really comes down to it, then yeah, maybe you do need to bring him up. But I mean, there's no rush. There's no rush. I
Yeah, no,
think at
we're
least there's no rush.
and then Florial.
The
29 teams
quadruple A player.
29 teams had an opportunity to acquire him for free, and I don't think, and then none of them did. So I wonder if maybe his AAA performance is going to change their minds. Because look, he has been unbelievable in Scranton. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, Dylan, do we think? I think maybe a team might want him now.
A
But
team might want him because of what he's doing in AAA, but I know that the Yankees have given him several chances and might be on their last leg with him. If they really felt like he was going to stay in the MLB for good, they would have called him up. They didn't call him up. They went ahead and signed Billy McKinney back. So
yeah. And I feel like the book's kind of out on Florio. I think everyone's kind of like, yeah, this dude's kind of dog water.
Maybe it's just this. Maybe he's just not ready for MLB pitching at all.
Yeah,
and I don't know where his long-term future in Major League Baseball stands currently, but I don't see a long future in the New York Yankees organization, at the very least. So
I wonder, and projections don't really like Florial, so like I'm just being a douchebag. Even though I am kind of a douchebag, like I completely understand. I am not a very favorable person. Dylan is a lot more of a favorable person in terms of just being like calm and collected. I'm a giant asshole. But
I'm a level-headed one, but I still have I still hold strong opinions though. I just present them in a more level manner.
Yeah, Dylan's the type of person that, like, if you saw him at Yankee Stadium, you'd be like, yo, what's good, Dylan? I'm the type of person, if you saw me at Yankee Stadium, like, no fucking way this dude's at Yankee Stadium right now. Like, there's no way he's a real person. And, I'm not sure if I'm proud of that. But, hey, I feel like that's the dynamic we kind of got going here. Dylan's just like a dude.
Oh, yeah.
And look, talking to Dylan off stream, he's a dude. He's a good dude. But,
likewise with you.
Yeah, no, but not to be a douchebag, but Florial, I just don't think he's got it. I don't believe in Florial. I just don't. I'm not an Esteban Florial believer. I can't be. I don't know. I just the dude strikes out so much. I can't be one. I know he's performed really well in AAA, but when you strike out that much, it's hard for me to buy in.
And
but
yes, I know Florial hasn't gotten a lot of major league at bats, but still, like
they have an opportunities to, and they don't do it.
Yeah,
that tells you something.
He's had opportunities, and has he shown much in those 60, 70 at bats that have warranted giving him more? Not really. If anything, he's shown that he's clearly not ready for major league pitching at all, like whatsoever. You can rake in AAA all you want, but it's a completely different landscape than Major League Baseball. So,
yeah. No, I hear you, man. I hear you. But hey, look, if the Yankees were to have to give Florial a chance eventually, and it worked, I'd be praying for that outcome, obviously. I'm not rooting against my own players. I would rather be wrong and the Yankees win than be right. Like, I would love for me to be like.
I love being proven wrong, idiot. Honestly. If I have a take and I'm proved wrong and I'm proven wrong, then I'm proven wrong.
Well, let me clarify, because when it means that the Yankees win. Yeah. Now, let's say, I think Alec Bohm is terrible, and Alec Bohm has been terrible. Alec Bohm, actually, I said Aaron Hicks is better than Alec Bohm, and Aaron Hicks has been better than Alec Bohm this year, so I just want my flowers on that. Thank you. Thank you, baseball gods. I appreciate you on that one. But if, Alec Bohm started, just crushing, I would be like, oh, I'm happy to be wrong. I'd be like, God damn it, I was wrong about that. I'm going to get flamed on Twitter for this. God damn it. I'd be like, shoot, man. Damn it. I'd be like, damn.
Sometimes you just got to take your L on the take, though. Sometimes
nope, never. You never admit you're wrong. This is the golden rule, guys. You're never wrong. You just had some bad luck. That's all, right? That's all. Hey, move on, right? Look, You never admit you're wrong. Admitting you're
Well,
wrong
if
is
you're
for
clearly
emotionally
wrong,
mature.
you might have to just admit the L.
See, this is why Dylan has friends and I'm alone in an apartment. This is like the fundamental reason why. In all seriousness, but I'd love for Florian to prove us wrong. I think Praz is the most likely of that group to get called up. I think Rortvet's a wild card. It would depend on what happens with Higashioka. Maybe someone goes down. I don't know. With injury, that happens all the time. And Vasquez is a depth starter right now. Vasquez has the potential to be more, but that's what he is right now. I think you can and I can agree on that front. So
I mean, yeah, Vasquez is just here for depth. He's here. He's only up here because Cortez went down. Once
Mhm.
once the starting rotation's fully healthy, he's gonna go right back to AAA. That's just
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. He doesn't have a spot. It's not. That's not Vasquez's fault. He just doesn't have a
Yeah,
spot,
no.
and doesn't
Hey,
have a spot,
24.
and it doesn't have experience necessarily to like dictate as if why they should keep him in the rotation. He doesn't. When they have options that are viable enough to keep there. So
I hear you.
like
I
it's
hear you
not
on that
like
front.
like with how Herman has been pitching, it's not like they're like we need a fifth starter, we need one badly. Vasquez might need to be up. No, it's not like that at this point. Of course, I still think they should go get a pitcher at the deadline, maybe like a back end starter, but you know they're not. It's not urgent as the offense. I think the offense needs to be focused on completely. The pitching's been doing its thing, the offense is not. So that's how I feel about it, at least. I don't know if you feel differently or not, but I imagine you wouldn't.
No, I feel like I'm in lockstep with you. And the next question after rigged sports betting has invaded the outcomes of every. You know what? No, you know what? I agree with this. As someone who uses underdog and has lost some bets, I agree. No, I'm joking. I mean, man, I need what you're on. I need it, man. I do not support. Hey, I do not
Yeah,
support
we don't
doing any of
support.
that stuff,
We
guys.
don't
That is
support.
bad. So bad. Terrible.
We don't support that.
Horrible.
I definitely
Not
don't.
good. Really bad. If you do that, you should be ashamed. Please just reach out to Ryan Garcia. I can DM me. Talk to me in a bit.
I don't condone this.
No, but all seriousness, are we the most rigged team in baseball? I actually have no idea. It feels like it, but I don't
Well,
know.
we have the most different amount of different players who have hit a home run, so I can
Yeah,
imagine maybe it's
maybe.
close.
I think there has to be. I feel like it has to. You know what I mean?
I don't know if there's any stats out there that can say it. I don't know where to find that stuff. I need to figure that stuff out probably, but I don't have it in front of me at this moment. I'm sure like ESPN's research team has that somewhere though, and they'll figure that out. But I could imagine that they're amongst one of the most injured teams, if not the most. I know the Astros have gotten pretty badly banged up, and the Mets have dealt with a couple injuries too. So, just have to see. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I could imagine they're up there though. If they aren't, that'd be shocking. That'd be completely shocking.
Yeah, no, definitely. And look, we're definitely up there. We're 100% up there. I'd be shocked if we weren't. I'd be shocked. And I'm a data guy. I don't like going based off like opinion, but like I feel it. I just, you know what I mean? It's like it'd be really hard. It'd be hard to convince me.
Yeah.
Boone always makes excuses during the post game interviews. I'm done with it. Hey, I'm not. Look, I don't really like. Hot take. I don't really care what Aaron Boone says in a post game presser. I just care about
Me
the winning.
neither.
Like Boone's gonna defend his guys. I get it. Like I know people are not happy about that, but I get it. Like
All
I
managers do it though. So
right. Like his job is
look
to
at
protect.
look
his
at Buck
players.
Showalter after his team just got swept.
Okay, no,
He's
that's
proud of him.
different. I would care
But-
about that. If he said that, I would be drowning in a river.
Well,
of
yeah,
negativity.
but I think the point I'm trying to make is all managers will still defend their players no matter what. So the managers are never gonna shell out their players like that and just
Yeah, no, I would if I had a car. Me and a pole would be in an intimate relationship if I heard on the radio Aaron Boone is proud of his guys after getting swept by like your division rival and blowing a bunch of 3-run leads. Like it'd be bad. It'd be really bad. It'd be not
That
good.
would be bad.
It'd be terrible.
Maybe that wasn't
Horrible.
the best example, but I think the
Terrible.
point I'm just trying to make
No, I
still
get what you're
stands though,
saying.
regardless though.
But even then, that's worst case scenario, and that's like even you're kind of sit back and you're like, but it doesn't really make you go to a bad manager. It just means you said something I didn't like. You know what I'm saying?
No,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like I get what you're.
They're
you're
not
right.
going to always be 100% perfect on what they say. They may not always say what you want them to say, but you just got to deal with it. You can't make them say anything, so.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I definitely agree with you there. Speaking of, we did get a new strength and conditioning coach. I really don't feel like it's like the medical staff. Like Can the medical staff really prevent Harrison Bader from getting hurt? He kind of just pulled his hamstring. Like Harrison Bader just gets hurt. Aaron Judge crashed into a wall and then stole third base up 5 runs. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say like that doesn't happen. We are really cursed, man. Andrew Benintendi breaking his freaking wrist is not like there's no amount of medical procedures you can go through to prevent that from happening. You either break your wrist or you don't. You can't stop
Matt Carpenter breaking
oh
his
my
foot on
God,
the foul
yeah.
ball. You
You
can't stop
can't.
that.
I have a baseball in my hand. If I shot this 90 miles an hour into my foot and my foot was somehow not in pieces in terms of the bone structure, it would be a medical miracle. I broke my finger catching a baseball. Like I could break my foot just getting hit by one. And yeah, no, I will never be happy, and that's why we keep getting hurt. If I'd rather have Jeter manage, no. I definitely wouldn't rather have Jeter man. If Derek Jeter was announced as the manager tomorrow, I'd be upset. I don't want Jeter.
Yeah,
to
I
manage
would.
this
I
team.
wouldn't. I would not want that.
Yeah,
Did
no-
you see
no
what
disrespect
happened
to
with the
Jeter.
Marlins, man?
Yeah.
Like no, stay away. Respectfully, Jeter's a Yankee legend, but stay away from the front office, please.
No, fuck no. Oh my God.
Please stay away from the front office. It's
No,
as
I don't
simple
want
as
him to
that.
touch.
And you know what? Jeter probably agrees wholeheartedly. He left the Marlins for
Probably
a
never
reason,
want.
so-
Yeah, he probably never wants to be the manager of the Yankees. If he, like, I wouldn't want it to be. I hope he never. If he becomes the manager of the Yankees, me in a car and a telephone pole, best friends. Gonna be just intimately accustomed with each other. It's like we talked about this. Percent chance Volpe is demoted this week. Ooh, this is a good one. I'll give it 10%.
I'll give it like 10 to 15.
Yeah,
no higher.
they will never do it. I feel like they never do it. I don't care
It's
how
not gonna
bad
happen.
Volpe is. Volpe,
And if it happens, it's not going to be this week. Not
It
with how
will not
depleted
be
the
for-
roster is right now.
remember they hate Peraza and they love Volpe. They will absolutely never do that. Yeah, it's a swap. That swap will if that swap happens, if that I don't even that swap is just never gonna happen. Like it's the right baseball move in my opinion. My voice just died. I think it's the right
air
baseball move.
freshener.
You know what? It might be, but yeah, I don't really, I don't think it's gonna happen. That's my opinion on it.
Very unlikely.
Yeah. We still haven't won a championship. Boone hasn't got anywhere. We need a new manager. It's not Boone's fault. It's not Boone's fault. It's
Cashman's fault.
It's not. Dude, Boone is just like
Cashman's
Boone
fault,
can't do
man.
anything about
It's
this
Cash-
stuff.
it's
Boone
Cash-
can't,
It's
the
Cashman's
players
fault,
too.
you know.
Everyone's just
and
clean this shit up.
This is coming from someone that has criticized Boone in the past, but like, at the end of the day, Boone doesn't control who's on his team. He's just the one who has to manage it. So, if the roster construction is poor, then you blame the GM or the front office. You don't blame the manager. For what it's worth, Boone has given us good seasons with a bunch of adversity. Look at 2019 again. That team was injured like crazy, possibly even more. If you thought this was bad, look at 2019 because that was also pretty bad. Stanton missed that entire season in 2019, pretty much. Judge missed like half the season. That was bad, right? And the team won 103 games with guys like Mike Talkman, Clint Frazier, a struggling Gary Sanchez, Aaron Hicks being an everyday player still, was okay at the time, but that's Aaron Hicks. It's not like a superstar. Those guys you're leaning on, and Gleyber Torres. You're leaning on those guys, and they won 103 games. You know what I mean? And they didn't have a Garrett Cole at the time either. Now he has a Garrett Cole. And yes, I will say it feels like they've been underperforming with some of the, like for example, last year when they should have, just cakewalked into a first seed and just absolutely plummeted in the second half. That's a little rough, and you could maybe argue that's managerial stuff. But at the same time, it's not like we've had losing seasons under Boone. It's just the roster is not better than the Astros or the Rays or those teams, the Red Sox in 2018. Like the roster is just not better than those teams. We always every single year have lost to the better team. I I said it one time in a stream a while back, and I'll say it again. In the years we've had Boom, 2018 we lose to the Red Sox, they go on to win the World Series. 2019 you lose to the Astros, they make the World Series, and they lose in 7. 2020 you lose to the Rays, they make the World Series, they lose in 6. 2021 you lose to the Red Sox, they make the ALCS, which they honestly was also a shock because they weren't even all that year. Last year they lost to the Astros, they won the World Series. They always end up losing to the team that's just better than them, and that's on roster construction. You know, the roster is just not better than those teams. It's just not. And right now it's not better than the Rays or the Rangers, or you could even say the Astros too. It's not better than them. It's not. And that's a problem. That's a problem in the front office. That's not a Boone issue. Boone is just managing the players he currently had that the front office gave him. The front office is in control of who's actually on the roster and who's not. Simple as that.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Look, it's got to get it's got to tighten up. It's got to tighten up. It's not good enough. It's got to tighten up as a whole. I don't think it's just a Boone thing, but I think everyone above him.
And I want to reiterate too. Do I think Boone is a perfect manager? No, I don't. But I'd be ignorant if I pointed the finger completely at him when there are issues lying around and elsewhere, such as the front office, and the roster construction. Those are issues that Boone can't control. So if I just sit back and ignore those issues and say, "Oh, it's Boone's fault we lost tonight. Boone shouldn't have done this. Boone should have done X, Y, Z instead," then I would feel ignorant then if I did that. Honestly.
Yeah, no, definitely. If Boone got fired and Cashman was still here and the players still stayed the same, it's not like it's not gonna change anything, guys. It's not.
No.
It's not.
Because it'll still be the same lineup that you're gonna see every day.
Right.
Cashman's usually the one who composes that lineup anyway. So, there's not much. That's not a Boone thing. Again, it's not.
Yeah, no, definitely. And kind of moving on here. Ryan wanted to be kicked in the bleep more. The foot is gonna kick. Brissot, yeah, oh my god. He's 29 now. I thought he was like 20 something. I thought it was like 23 when he hit that home run off of Chapman. Time fucking flies. Time flies. This dude's 29. Oh my god. And he's options at AAA. Okay. Hey, move on. We're forward thinking. I know you have to get off soon, so I don't want to drag it on too long. So we're gonna wrap this up. So I just
we've been rolling for about an hour.
So we're gonna
40 minutes anyway.
We're gonna speed through these questions. Oh no, this is just all about. Look, sorry, Gilead's a Renner. No disrespect, but I'm not gonna talk about whether gambling is fixed or not. So yeah.
We're not.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know people don't like averages. Look at the averages of the lineup is disgraceful. They have 3 players hitting over 250. That's not a championship lineup. Look, I understand what you're saying. I kind of see his point where it's like, yes, average. It doesn't do a great job of quantifying success. No, but when you're as a team, you're hitting below the league average in terms of average. It's hard if you have a good OBP. So, and the Yankees actually don't rank very well in OBP, so it's reflecting in the OBP as well. So I don't know what you think about that, but I kind of feel like it's not a bad point.
I mean, no, it's not. And lately, batting average is becoming one of those stats that's like it doesn't define hitters anymore as much. We look more like OPS stuff like that. But looking at the lineup right now and seeing guys hitting like 190, 210, or 220, like up and down, that's just bad. Like, you don't even need to look at the rest of the stats. That's just like you're just not an amazing hitter if you're consistently putting up an average that low. You know what I mean? If you have an average like 250, that's where you get more borderline, where you're like, well, okay, well, maybe it's a good 250. Maybe he's got some power and stuff. Maybe he's driving in runs. So maybe it's a productive like 250, 260. When you're hitting 220 or 210, that's just not productive. There's no way around it. It's not productive. That's the way I see it, at least.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And end of the day, it's got to get better. It has to get better. That's really. No, this is about Jeter. We were talking about that. Where's Herman on the trust tree? 2?
2.
Do you think the frustrations come from the past? We expect to be the best. Yeah, no, I think this really, it's just every year they make the postseason and lose, and that's kind of where I'm at. What do you think, Dylan?
I mean, yeah, we're so at this point we're getting used to it. We don't want to get used to it, so we're just frustrated that it's becoming normal to have like a up and down season or a good season and a disappointing finish. Like, I don't want to be content with just making the playoffs. I want to win a championship. Simple as that. I want to win a championship.
Yeah, that's where we're at. We just want to win rings, boys. We want to win rings, boys and girls. Can we go through a proper rebuild? Is that possible? No, they should not rebuild. Their farm is good already. They should not rebuild.
It's the New York Yankees, man. You don't need to rebuild right now, and it's not like we're not like in dire straits or anything like that. Like, we don't need to rebuild. We have a superstar locked up for 9 years. Why rebuild when you got him? Why rebuild when you got Aaron Judge on your team for the next 9 years? You don't need to do that. You don't.
Yeah, no, definitely. It definitely don't no need to retool. None.
You
And
just need
LA
to you just need
Kings
to
second
address some,
place.
you just need to just kind of address
Yeah.
some holes in the lineup, of course, but that doesn't necessarily mean rebuild entirely and be bad for a few years and then, build from there. No. You don't need to do that. You can find outside assets. The Yankees have just not been aggressive in doing that for the past few years for some reason, and that needs to change. So, it's as simple as that. Because every year it feels like they're one uh, trade or something away from being a title contender, from actually making it that far. Seems like it every year, and they always fall short on both the move and the execution on the field. So,
No, definitely, and it's just got to get a little better. It's really just got to get better. Got to tighten up. Yes, we did talk about the Trevino IB versus Martin. It was the worst at bat of my entire life, and I wanted to
yeah,
cry
it
myself
was
to sleep
such
watching it.
such a bad at bat, like such a
Yeah,
bad at bat.
horrific, terrible, feeble. That's the right word for it. Kyle Higashioka and the Yanks would have fed families. I
Kyle
wish
Schwarber, you mean? You said
Kyle.
Higashioka.
Oh my God, Schwarber. I love Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber
I
is
love
a
Kyle
delicious
Schwarber, but
monster.
I just hope if he were to ever say come here that he can, get that average up a little bit.
It's just that he can't field
Eh,
too,
yeah,
so that
you
kind of
can't feel it.
sucks.
I'd probably rather not. The power's there at least, but would hope that he's not hitting 170 still by that time. So, you know what I mean? Because then
No, definitely.
because then you risk it becoming another Joey Gallo situation. So, and you don't want that. You
And you
definitely
also
don't want
just,
that.
I mean, he just doesn't play defense. That's kind of the issue. Like, he's worth 0 WAR this year despite a 109 WRC plus, which is not great because he's a DH and he can't play the corner outfield. It's bad. He wouldn't be able to play left field here. He already has -4. Oh my God. He has holy shit, -14 defensive run saved under 400 innings. The outfield he stinks out there.
Ew.
He's
Yeah,
terrible out
if
there.
you thought our outfielders were
Yeah.
not good fielders, go look at Kyle Schwarber. And I like Schwarber. I just, I see the flaws and the fact that he can't play defense and the fact that he's kind of been all or nothing this year. So simple as that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Pitching will get better. Let's hope. Yeah, I think it'll get better. I think look. I don't think Severino's going to be as bad as he's been in the start. Same thing with Cortez. I think Rodon when he finds his groove. I genuinely think the pitching staff's going to be really good. So yeah, what do you think?
The pitching staff will be fine. Simple as that. I mean, like I'm not worried about them at all. They're the least of my concerns. If anything, I'm the most confident in the pitching staff as ever right now. I'm concerned about the offense. Simple as that.
Yeah,
You
no,
can't win if you
exactly.
can't score. So you can't win if you can't score. You could hold. I mean, look at the pitching staff lately. They've been constantly holding them to, I don't know, 2 runs, 3 runs. Winnable amounts of runs that the pitching staff is giving up, and they're finding a way to lose. Still, that's an offensive issue, not a pitching issue. The pitcher's going to get the loss, but the loss is really on the offense. So
Yeah, no, definitely for sure. And I think end of the day, they've been rolling lately. They'll only keep getting. I think they'll only keep getting healthier and rolling more. Is the JD experience over? No, I think you give him. You still got to give him a little more time. I think it's fair to give him some time. It has been great so far. It's
yeah,
been kind of he's hit some home runs, he's hitting the ball hard, which is encouraging. It's not over yet, but it's not looking. It has it the outside look on it was never going to be great.
the leash is
Yeah,
getting shorter. That's
it's
all I
always been
know.
short. I feel like so.
It's always been short, but it's getting even shorter. So simple as that. But like, do I think it's over right now? Not quite yet. Not quite yet. But maybe a month from now, that could be a different conversation depending on what he's doing. So
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And yeah, and kind of these are all just. I have no disrespect. I'm just not gonna get into like that. I don't know what that is, but I wonder. Daryl Leon says, I wonder if it would have been fair with Aaron Boone with when with teams that would have been poorly made. So is he a bad manager? Okay, yeah, no, this is a fair question. Like, is he a bad manager or is it because of Cashman? I don't think he's a victim of Cashman. I don't think Cashman's like that bad. And I also don't think he's a bad manager. I think it's just kind of like, he just hasn't had better rosters than the Astros, and that's why he loses to them. What do you think?
I agree. Simple as that. I second what you just said. It's not always Aaron Boone's fault. Cashman's the one who constructs the roster, and I know Cashman's not. I don't think Cashman's necessarily a bad GM. I just think what he's been doing over the past few years, he could do a little better at. I think you could agree with me on that he could be doing better, and that you can't necessarily just blame Boone for these losses or for coming up short in the playoffs because it's not all his fault. The teams have just not been better than the teams they've lost to. I mean, I named them all off of just a couple minutes ago. the teams we constantly lose to are the teams that end up making the World Series or get close to it. They always are almost always the best team in the American League, and that's because they're just built better than we are. That's not a Boone issue. That's a Cashman issue.
Yeah, exactly. No, 100%. And it's roster construction. That's got to get better. Don't know if you guys talked about this, but Volpe give him another chance to be the hero and chokes. Yeah, it sucks. He got 2 chances to win the series for the Yankees, and he couldn't come through. He couldn't.
He couldn't.
If he was better,
rookie moment, but really, really, we wished he came through. We really did, because he would have needed that. If that ball he hit off Kenley Jansen hooked fair instead of foul, that would have been a huge confidence boost for Volpe. Would have been a huge spark for the Yankees. The vibes would have felt a lot better. And if he drove in the tying run or even won the game with a home run or something, same thing. But unfortunately, he did not.
Yeah, no joke. But like, I mean, if I'm not gonna be an asshole, if Oswald Peraza was here, would the Yankees have lost this series? That's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna move on. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm not gonna draw a conclusion. I want to clarify. I didn't say he that we would have. I'm just asking the question.
It's a fair question,
right? So. And something I just saw.
We'll let the people decide that one.
Yeah, apparently
we'll let them.
I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if this is true or not. Let me see. Is this true? Apparently someone put out is this old? All Sports Culture. I don't trust All Sports Culture, but apparently Yankees are the second oldest team in the 4 American sports. So they're all behind the Mets.
I kind of believe it though. If you look at the lineup, Judge is a little older than most people think. Rizzo's older, Stanton's older, Donaldson's older, DJ's older, Garrett Cole's probably past 30, I would imagine. Carlos Rodon, I believe, is 30 or close to it. I believe it. I could believe it.
And it's down that I had to chug that water because I just relaxation. You know what I mean? Just need to not blow my blow everything out of proportion here. You know what I mean? The Yankees are one of the oldest teams in baseball. And they have a lot of money committed to players. And they're not close to being as good as the Rays, but I'll stay calm.
I'm getting off topic, but there was just a gigantic bug in my room, and I had.
You got rid of?
My brother killed it.
Let's go. You got the kill.
So you got the fly yesterday. Now I had to. Now my brother had to kill a bug. I was trying not to make it so obvious, but like he looked at he had this look on his face, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like pointing down. I'm like, what's going on? And then he grabs his shoe, and I'm like, oh crap, there's a bug. But I would try not to make it obvious. Yeah. but I made it obvious now, and everybody knows. But yeah, we got him, boys. We're good.
But yeah, we're getting close to 2 hours, so we're gonna start wrapping up here. Because I also would like to sleep. I know Dylan's got some stuff he'd like to do. So, for the safety of my sleep schedule, we're gonna wrap things up here. Apologizing to get to your questions. For Chain Express, I know I saw you in here and I wanted to shout you out. Hope you're having a good night, man. Hey, hopefully you're right about Volpe. Hopefully, man.
Hopefully, man.
With that being said, hey, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys stopping by. You guys can check out our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and of course, this YouTube page. We have audio versions of the podcast we do on the YouTube page, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And obviously, you guys can check out our personal Twitters. They're above our heads. You can check out Empire Sports Media for all of our written articles and our written content. We cover all these New York sports teams. So if you guys want to check that out, you definitely should. Make sure you guys turn on post notifications. See you guys the next time we post or go live. And we'll see you guys in the next podcast, whether live stream, however you guys consume our content. We'll hope to see you guys around. And again, thank you guys for sticking through with us. It's 12:17 a.m. Eastern time. Get some sleep. And hopefully you can get into this Subway series against the Mets starting Tuesday. We got an off day tomorrow. So good time to catch up on things and kind of recuperate. Again, thank you guys so much. Have a great night. Love you guys so much, and peace out.
Peace out.